Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It's Wing Nation, the podcast here on wingnation.com. We are glad you joined us talking sprint car racing. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post. And we're going to talk today. We're going to talk to Doug Johnson from Jackson Motorplex.
Yeah.
Because we're getting ready to go up there in a few weeks.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of racing between now and then, but I'm telling you, it's never too early to be planning on going to Jackson.
This is one of our favorites.
Oh, my gosh. This trip here is phenomenal.
And it's grown every year we've gone.
Every year it's grown. I can't imagine what's going to be. You might. We talked about on Tuesday you flipping pancakes. We might have you juggling pancakes. Multiple pancakes.
I feel like they might hit the floor, but I'll try. I'm up for it.
Oh yeah. Well, and then when we get done with all of the shenanigans with the pancakes, then we get to sit down and eat some pancakes.
Oh, that's the best part.
Oh my gosh, that's great. So we'll talk to Doug in just a little bit. Erin, when I look at where we're at here in June, I love Speed Weeks.
Me too.
Okay. Now, of course, I'll say this by saying I'm not on a team. I'm not one of those guys that has to work on the car in the car wash.
Yeah.
And, I'm a guy that will stay up as late as I can and watch on Dirt Vision or Racing Boys or Speed Shift or wherever and pour a little dumpling me. If I get tired, I go to bed and get up and see the highlights the next day. So I'm not living Speed Weeks like a lot of people are.
But I think even for drivers and teams, as long as your week is going okay, there's something exhilarating about it and fun.
Truly is. You're testing yourself. You're pushing yourself. So we're in the middle of the sizzling summer Speed Weeks going on from the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour. Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions Ohio Speed Week. That starts next Friday at Attica.
9 nights.
I know. I actually think I'm going to hit the last 3.
Ooh,
I wanted to go up the first weekend, but I have a graduation. And obviously priorities there with graduation from high school because I always love to get to Attica. But I'm going to hit, I think, the last 3 is what I might do. And then Pennsylvania Speed Week starts June 28th at Williams Grove, and that runs 9 straight nights.
Phew.
So, yes. So, batten down the hatches. We got a lot of racing coming up.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I love about it. So, it is great. Speed Week season is here, and it is always fun to see who survives. And, well, it's not fun to hear who doesn't survive them all, but it's a challenging time for sure. Teams are in the middle of building up their inventory of cars, of motors, and getting everything set to go. Later this year, and I'll say this to our move of the week, California's doing a 4-night Speed Week.
Yeah.
And I think that's on the docket, too. I think that one might be another one.
Look at you.
Oh, you kidding me? I mean, I'm all over this thing. Yes.
Frequent flyer miles.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to go see sprint cars. Yeah, I'm going this week. I'm going to Butler Battlegrounds this week.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't wait to get up there. So, but talking about California, you can't have a California race without a Kading. Okay,
Very true.
And this was Friday night, the 360s in Watsonville at Ocean Speedway. Speed Shift TV had it. It was Justin Sanders and Bud Kading. Bud went on to his 3rd win of the season. It's our Drydene Diesel all death-defying move of the week.
And now for the Drydene death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Sanders back to the top, and Kading goes down to the bottom. They're side by side into turns 1 and 2. Another slider. Sanders hits Kading in the rear end. They're side by side into turn 3. Sanders went down to the bottom to try to slide Kading, but Kading took the spot.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Drydene Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit drydene.com for more information.
Are you a serious diecast collector? Do you have a favorite driver? Are you looking for a gift for a race fan? No matter what the question, the answer is always PlanBSales.com. Plan B has all the latest in diecast from Lionel and apparel, artwork, and other items for your favorite driver in NASCAR or other forms of racing. Go to PlanBSales.com. Key your driver's name in the search window and look at all the options. Your one stop for diecast and other motorsports collectibles is PlanBSales.com.
Instilled with Dryden's heritage of performance, Dryden Diesel All Def is built for the demands of today's diesel engines. Dryden Diesel All Def is perfect for owners and operators of on-road and off-road diesel trucks and cars that now require diesel exhaust fluid. Dryden, official motor oil and official diesel exhaust fluid of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. And as always, American-owned and operated. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Sage Fruit is a high-quality grower, packer, and shipper of Washington State apples, pears, and cherries. Sage Fruit believes in sprint car racing as a proud sponsor of sprint cars for the past 16 years and a partner of Wing Nation for the past 4 years. We love sprint car racing, and we're there for our sprint car fans. Sage Fruit works hard to deliver an exceptional eating experience. We value our relationship with sprint car fans and appreciate your continued support of Sage Fruit. Ask for Sage Fruit at your local grocer.
This is the Wing Nation Podcast. Back to Steve Post and Erin Evernham.
We are glad you joined us. It is the podcast here of Wing Nation, and we love getting a chance to chat with some of our friends from all over the country. And joining us on the program this time, he is the general manager up at Jackson Motorplex, one of our favorite places to go. Won't be long, we'll get up there. Doug Johnson is on the line. Hello, Doug. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Great to be on.
Great to chat with you. Doug, I want to talk about the upcoming AGCO Jackson Nationals, but I do want to talk about the challenges getting to this point in the season. You finally got your opener in last week, but, man, you guys, like a whole lot of others, have had a rough start up there.
Yeah, it's been rough for everybody. You know, and the crazy part is it's just not isolated to one area. It seems like it's the entire country, or a good part of the entire country, you know, is struggling with the rain, but you know, I think we got that behind us. Right now we got clear blue skies, and we've got a great forecast this week, and it looks good moving forward and getting things dried out and getting the farmers back in the field up here. You know, I mean, there's water standing everywhere. There has been for most of the spring and up until now. And, you know, it's good to see, you know, we're right in the middle of ag country here. And, it's, you know, as I sit here, we're seeing tractors and planters going like crazy. And, you know, so it's good for everybody. We just need to get dried out and get back to racing. And we had a great show here past Friday night, and can't wait till you guys get here and the World of Outlaws get here for the 41st annual AGCO Jackson Nationals coming up at the end of the month.
Doug, talk about your opening night. A ton of cars. Brooke Tatnell got the win on a last lap pass. I mean, sounds like you started off with a bang.
Yeah, we did. We had a great field of cars. We had 46 360s on hand, and some of the best drivers in the entire upper Midwest, you know, and the track got a little choppy, but, you know, we knew that going in. We told the drivers in the pit meeting it was soft because we got on the track at 5:30 the Thursday before because we had 8 inches of rain that week, you know, and our other option was to not even race. So, you know, I think everybody wanted to race, and, you know, we knew that going in that the track was going to be a little bit soft. And it, you know, I talked to some guys that night and the following day down at Knoxville, and they thought, you know, it was a great track that it added a little bit of character to the race, you know, and guys had to drive with their head a little bit, you know, and you had to save your equipment towards the end. You know, you didn't want to tear it up. So it actually turned out to be a fantastic race between Thomas Kennedy and Brooke Tatnell, and you know, those guys put on a hell of a show, and it was fun to watch, and hopefully we can continue to build on that with our weekly 360 events.
You know, again, we love talking about everything you have there, but you guys have really struck a chord with your weekly program, with your 360 program. My gosh, it seems like every time I watch a Speed Shift TV highlight of it, you've got another barn burner of a race. That just seems to have worked really well, fit in where you guys are at in the grand scheme of things.
It really has, you know, and you know, I got to thank Randy Gregus and Greg Parent from the Midwest Power Series. They've really stepped up, and, you know, we've got support from Dale Furby and this MSTS group out of Sioux Falls. So we've got, you know, we're kind of in the middle between those two groups, and, you know, it's worked out really well. And we've got some Nebraska guys that have come up and support us. We've got some Knoxville guys that are coming up to support us. And, you know, the Midwest Power Series ended up going to Knoxville on Saturday too. And, you know, they had a great field down there. And, you know, we've been talking with John McCoy and them guys down there, and we're looking at doing some more, you know, events together. And, you know, I think by doing that, we can just continue to grow the 360 ranks. And, you know, who knows what can happen, you know, with the 305s and even the 410s down the road if we all work together on this. And I think there's just bigger and better things to come.
That's great stuff. That's awesome. Not only are you a promoter, but you're also dad. You had your son racing 305s and 360s this weekend. Talk about that. I mean, he showed a lot of speed all weekend long.
Yeah, he had some mechanical issues. I mean, Caleb's just kind of really getting his feet wet in the 360 deal, and he actually went to Knoxville on Saturday and ran a 360 down there and qualified fairly decent. And the worst thing about it is I don't know if I can keep him out of Knoxville now. I mean, he loved that place and is itching to get back, and he wants to get into a 360 more often, and be running the 360 and the 305 again here at Jackson pretty much throughout the whole summer. But yeah, it's a struggle. I mean, I got a full-time job here just keeping everything up and going at the racetrack, and then I try and watch the races he's in, and I try and watch all the races, but it's sometimes tough to do when things aren't going your way, and you got to devote some time to technical issues and stuff like that we've had. But it's all good. I wouldn't have it any other way.
That is such a cool story. What a fine young man he is. He's really, really good. All right, let's talk about it. Coming up, the $40,000 to win AGCO Jackson Nationals. We busted on fans on Tuesday and told them that if you don't have your tickets, you're late. But what all do you have going on for the Jackson Nationals coming up here in a few weeks?
Well, we're really excited. We got a lot of different events, and there's still some that are in the works. But right now, and we really haven't announced it yet, I know this is right up your alley, Steve. We're going to be doing a 5K race Saturday morning. And it's going to end up at the beer garden. Oh. What a better place to end a 5K than at the beer garden. So
now you're teasing. Now you're just teasing. Now you're just showing off. That's what you're doing. That's great.
So, yeah, we're excited about that. We're going to have beanbag tournaments. We got pancake breakfast going on. We're going to have a hauler parade on Wednesday night, and that's going to lead right up to the racetrack. And then we're going to have Hicktown Mafia, which is a local band here out of Minneapolis, playing on Wednesday night. We're going to have drivers up here with their cars on display. They'll be selling T-shirts on Wednesday night, kind of a fan fest going on behind the grandstand. And then we kick it all off on Thursday with the racing action. And I'll tell you what, we're really excited about this year's event. Talking to some of the teams that are traveling around, I think we're going to see more and more race teams come in this year to try and claim that top prize of $41,000. And not only that, it's also $3,000 just to start the A main on Saturday night. So, along with the World of Outlaws, we've also got a full contingent or a full field of Race Saver 305 sprint cars in action all 3 nights. So if you're a sprint car fan and you don't have your tickets, you better get them soon because there's still good seats left, but they're going fast. The phone's been ringing off the hook here this week and last week for Nationals tickets, and we are completely sold out of camping on the entire fairgrounds right now. So we're really looking forward to it and looking forward to having you guys back up here.
Doug, so where can people go and get their tickets? But more importantly, where can we sign up for this 5K that ends in the beer garden?
Well, we're going to be posting something about the 5K here this week. We're actually working with some local communities here in Jackson that are actually, I think it's one of the powerlifting clubs is actually kind of organizing this whole deal, and they've got a lot of experience in 5Ks. So they're supposed to have some information out here shortly on that, probably by the end of the week. But you can still get tickets at jacksonmotorplex.com. Again, we got 3-day passes for as little as $99, or you can call our ticket office at 507-822-7314. So, like I said, still got a lot of great seats available, and you can still get a 3-day pass for under $100.
My gosh, what a time, what a time. Doug, we can't wait to get up there. That is for sure. Minnesota Mafia is one of our sponsors of the big event up there. We love seeing those guys. We're going to have to inspect the penalty box and make sure everything is in order there at the penalty box, and it sounds like now we have to inspect the beer garden after the 5K.
Tough job.
Absolutely.
Tough business we've got here.
You guys got your work cut out for you.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, we'll soldier through. That is for sure.
Yeah, we'll do it. Flip some pancakes, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's Erin's flipping pancakes again, so it is
awesome.
great. Yeah. Doug, thanks so much for joining us. Wish you the best this week, and then we can't wait to be up there in a few weeks when it comes to the Jackson Nationals time.
All right. Look forward to seeing you guys.
There we go. Doug Johnson joining us here. It's the 41st annual AGCO Jackson National, $41,000 to win. I want to mention this, and the whole 5K thing.
Yeah.
Okay. This started at Knoxville. Okay. I did the 4.1, 4:10 run.
Yeah.
Okay, and in complete honesty, I did it as a total joke. I'm talking to you fat guys. Okay, that's what I'm talking to, because I did it as a joke. Kendra called me up and says, "You ought to do this. You can just walk." And I said, "Okay." And I said, "Yeah, well, I'll make sure I sprint to the beer stands, and the fireball shots and the brat stand, But something happened on the way, and I was back, and I talked to John Sweet, Brad's dad.
Yep.
Okay, and I talked to him, but we were walking in the back town there as early in the run, and then he went on because he's in far better shape than I am. Okay, he went on, and I'm just walking along, fat, dumb, and happy, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me just jog a little bit, and I jogged a little bit. It's 30 seconds. I'm not talking. I didn't go do 6 minutes. I did 30 seconds, and then I walked a little bit and got my heart pumping. My heart pumping, and then went up. There was another beer stand and the fireball and the brats and everything like that, and I had fun. But I got done with the run, and it struck me. And I'm like, you know what? That's not bad.
No,
it's a fun walk with a group of friends. Get your friends together and walk it.
Yeah,
that's what I see. And so I said, you know what? I need to be in better shape. And so the whole thing in Knoxville has triggered me that I think I've done 7 5Ks.
That's awesome.
I have another one coming up on Father's Day, and then the Jackson one, and then
I better start prepping.
You better start prepping. Oof. Exactly. I'll blow right by you. But no, I just want to encourage, and I get a lot of feedback. I post a lot on my Twitter, on the Postman 68, and I get a lot of really good feedback from folks who say, "Hey, I'm thinking about starting to walk." This Jackson 5K is walk it.
Yeah.
Just
a lot
walk
of people
it.
walk them.
A lot. That's the one thing I think there's a lot. The biggest shock is that I'm actually doing this. Okay. I don't know why it's caught my attention, but the absolute next biggest shock is how many people are just families. Some are walking with their dogs.
I don't think people are intimidated, but
people are intimidated by it. Don't be intimidated by this thing. Go out and make yourself better.
Yeah. Producer Craig.
Oh, there we go. Wow, there was a shot. I wasn't going there. That was
on the air now. Here,
okay, here we
go.
Erin?
You're gonna walk it? Come on, you can walk it with us. I'll walk with you.
Oh, you're just trying to get out of running, though.
I'll run.
You're afraid Postman's going to blow right by you.
I am nervous about that.
Yeah, but no, it is. I'm telling you, plan on walking the 5K with us. And then in Knoxville, plan on walking.
And having a beer with us.
And having a beer with us at the beer garden when we're done.
I'm just going to wait for you guys at the beer.
Shocker.
There we go. Yeah, well, we need to make sure someone has the temperature of the beer right. So, and Gregor's the man for the job there.
Yeah, great.
He is great with beer temperature testing. Yes, he is. But I know I'm on a soapbox here, and I know this is a sprint car show, but I'm telling you, it's made a big difference in my life. And I'll be honest with you, I get a lot of feedback from my social media. People saying, "Man, that's encouraging. I'm glad you're doing it." And my husband, he's talked to me about going to the gym, and my wife has talked about getting and walking. Here's your chance. Just walk the 5K at Jackson. Who knows? You may have fun. There's people, there's families, there's people.
How can you not have
dogs.
fun? You're walking with a bunch of sprint car fans.
You're walking with a bunch of sprint car fans.
And you never know what's along the road.
You
might
never
get
know what's
fireball
along the road.
or a beer. Or...
Yeah, you never know. And we know we're going to end at the beer stand. I mean, that's a guarantee. Look,
where I'll be.
Here's the reality. Okay, here's the reality. We're all going to drink the beer anyhow.
Yes.
Okay? At least you feel like one of them you've earned.
Or all of them.
Or all of them you've earned.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. So, no, seriously, the 5K thing, and I had no desire. I knew Doug had reached out to me and said that they were looking at doing one. So I knew that was the case, or they were considering it. I had no desire to get on this soapbox. But I am telling you, the 5K thing, and folks, if you can run the full 5K, you're going to be 20 minutes ahead of me. Okay? I'm what is known in the sport, in the running world, as a slow runner. Okay,
right, you're doing it.
I walk probably more than I run.
Yeah.
But I work up a pretty good sweat, and it's been amazing. I've taken off some pounds, and I feel really, really great. And that's a big thing, I mean, Tuesday morning, I got up at 5 a.m. and went and did 2.5 miles. Oh, you kidding? I mean, with it being 965 degrees here in Charlotte and 117% humidity, for God's sake, you can't live in the afternoon, let alone go out and do anything else. So you got to beat the heat. But yeah, Jackson National's coming up. It is going to be epic for sure. You need to be there with us. Hey, speaking of epic, if you're watching this on Thursday night, you've got a lot to choose from tonight. Babs Motor Speedway, the Greg Hodnett Memorial Race, okay? Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, Creek County Speedway, and Sapulpa, Oklahoma. Pete Walton's USCS, Talladega Short Track. They're in the middle of Speed Weeks. And yes, I know the midget racers are having their Indiana Speed Weeks too. So Flow Racing has that one.
Oh, yeah.
So there's all kinds of racing going on. This weekend, Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour moves on Saturday to Salina, Kansas. Regional racing in Montana and Chatham, Louisiana for the ASCS racers. NARC King of the West. Oh, they have the Peter Murphy Classic. We had Peter on. Got rained out. So that's coming up at Tulare this weekend. World of Outlaw NOS Energy Sprint Cars, Friday night, Red River Valley Speedway. You know that old Dobmeyer is just waiting up there for those guys to roll in there. So River Valley Speedway, and then Saturday night, Granite City Speedway in Sauk Rapids, Minnesota. Ollie's Bargain Outlet, Sprint Car, All-Star Circuit of Champions. They're in New York State, your old stomping grounds. Dundee Outlaw Speedway on Friday night, State Line Speedway on Saturday, and Weed Sport, the state-of-the-art Weed Sport Speedway on Sunday. IRA Bumper-to-Bumper Sprints, Plymouth Dirt Track in Sheboygan. I got to say Sapulpa and Sheboygan in the same report. It's
a good day.
It is a good day. And on Tuesday, I got to say Boom Boom on the air.
You did,
so
yeah.
I'm having a really good week. Yes, Saturday night, Plymouth Dirt Track. Sunday, the historic Angel Park in Sun Prairie. Built Ford Tough Moa Sprints, Lee County Speedway and Donaldson, Iowa. Friday night, Spoon River Speedway, Banner, Illinois. And Knoxville is back at it on Saturday night with the 3 sprint car divisions. Fingers crossed for good weather at Knoxville. We got to get some races in out there. I'm actually doing the Michigan NASCAR stuff, and I really, really, truly wanted to get to Attica on Friday night. But this is great. We're doing and if you follow along with NASCAR racing, we're doing Xfinity Series practice shows and Cup practice shows, and it's just not in the cards to make the 2 hour and 15-minute ride down to Attica on Friday night. And so I'm bummed. because I love Attica and I love that combination, but we're just busier on Friday at the racetrack. Just the truth of the matter is, and I would rather be busy at the racetrack, and MRN, our coverage is phenomenal of what we do on the NASCAR side of it. But Saturday, I'm going to go out to the Butler Battlegrounds, Butler Motor Speedway in Quincy, Michigan. Not one, but 2 410 features because they've been rained out.
And you're going to tweet about it and rub it in.
Tweet my seat and rub it into everybody. So, looking forward to that. I've been to Butler a couple times, and I just can't wait to see what I find when I get there. So we'll see what happens, but it is going to be great. We mentioned at the road show, the Minnesota Mafia Wing Nation, Jackson Motorplex coming up on the 27th through the 29th. And finally, the HRP Racing Products, our friends Hepner Racing Products. You know them, Jeff Wessel and that gang up there. If you're looking for sprint car stuff, they've got you at HRP Racing. Our upcoming shows, joining us this week on Saturday, Craig Kinzer joins us on Wing Nation, presented by on MAV TV, presented by Sage Fruit. So can't wait to talk to Craig and hear what he has to say. Thanks to Doug Johnson for joining us, but more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here today.
This has been the Wing Nation Podcast. Find Wing Nation on wingnation.com, Facebook, YouTube, or your favorite podcast provider. The Wing Nation Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.